Hi there. Great to be with you again today. We're looking at Psalm 35. It says in verse 12, "They repay me evil for good and leave me like one bereaved." David is complaining. He's complaining that when other people are in need, when they're sick and in trouble, when they fall upon tough times, he would empathize with them. He would care about their situation and try to do something about it. He would carry their burdens upon his shoulders. Now, when that's your way, when you care and you expect, you expect other people to reciprocate, to treat you how you treat them. But what happens when they don't? What if they don't care about you at all? In fact, sometimes they'll use your naivety to their advantage. This drove David to distraction. It drives us all to distraction. I'm treating you well. How come you're being so mean back to me? This is because deep down inside, we expect like for like. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. We expect there to be reciprocation. Reciprocation. Quid pro quo. This is built into us. It's built into our judicial system. We expect a fair exchange for our money and our labor. And when it isn't reciprocated, we litigate. Quid pro quo, we say. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. And when our expectations aren't fulfilled, when people are mean, we can't help but want a little revenge. All of us have to deal with offense. Many times over we have to deal with offense. It's impossible to live in this world and not be betrayed, to not be threatened, or to be slandered. That's when it becomes easy for us to play God and wish them their comeuppance, to answer back, to settle the score and show them who's boss. Science has discovered that revenge is a double-edged sword. When a person retaliates, then the immediate neuronal activity in the brain increases and it stimulates and it feels good. But simultaneously, toxins are released that do long-term damage. So instead of living healed, you actually harm yourself, not just your interior life or your heart. You harm yourself physically. Anyone seeking revenge does damage to themselves. Don't do it. Don't let the seed of darkness find root in your soul. Let it go and forgive. Trust God to settle the issue. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. So you're not being a wimp. You're not being a doormat when you let it go. You're following God's wisdom. Yes. In verse 13, David says, "When my prayers returned to me unanswered, I went about mourning." In the middle of all his emotion, David talks about unanswered prayer. When God is silent and your prayers aren't being answered, ask God to reveal any unforgiveness in you. Is there any hardness in my heart? Thoughts of revenge harden the heart. Have you ever secretly gloated when you hear of some misfortune coming to another? That's the evidence of a hard heart. You might be shocked, you might even feel sorry for them, but part of you says, I'm glad it wasn't me. I'm glad it wasn't my son that went to prison. I'm glad it wasn't my daughter who's on drugs. Yes, that's a sign. The New King James Version translates this verse as, "My prayer would return to my own heart," meaning your prayers aren't being answered because God is doing a work on your own heart. So let him work on your heart right now and forgive as he has forgiven you. Desmond Tutu once said, "Forgiveness is the best form of self-interest, since anger and resentment and revenge are corrosive to the greatest good." Forgiveness is the greatest sign that you have received the grace of God, because forgiveness is truly divine. So let it go, forgive, and let God handle all of your issues and all of your problems and all of the betrayals and all of the people gossiping and all of the people that have put you down and spoken behind your back and slandered you, and whatever way they've talked about you. Let God deal with that, and you forgive and let it go and live free. And that's the wisdom of Psalm 35. God bless you. We'll see you again tomorrow.